All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chris Aviles from TechedUpTeacher.com, and I'm going to show you how to make a how to make a Minecraft map and turn it into a Google map. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to overviewer.org. We're going to go to Downloads. You probably have Windows 64, and you'll see that's downloading down here. While that's downloading, we are going to make two folders on our desktop. We are going to make a folder called Overviewer, and let's make a folder called MC Map. Also, while that is downloading, we could go into Minecraft. Let's fire it up real quick. And let's make sure that we have a world that we want to use. So the map I'll use is this ED map. So you can see it's already there, but you would just create a new world, make a map that you want to turn into a Google map. But mine is ready to go. While we're waiting for the download to finish, let's go ahead and go into our computer. And we are going to go to our Minecraft saved worlds folder, which is under, we're going to go to desktop, we're going to check users, we're going to go to app data. This is where these are hidden folders. You can kind of see they're kind of grayed out a little bit. So you need to, if you don't see that, you need to go into your control panel and you need to allow your computer to show you hidden files and folders. So I'm going to go to app data, I'm going to go to roaming, and I'm going to go to .minecraft. I'm going to go to saves, and I'm going to go to ED map. And I'm going to click on this, right-click, copy, and save the path where the saved file is. And so we can shrink that. And let's open up a new Explorer file, and let's see if our download is done. It is. So let's go here to Overviewer. And so I've opened it using WinRAR. You might have WinZip. Either way, what you're going to do is you're going to take all of these files and you are going to drag it into your Overviewer folder. So now Overviewer folder is full of the Overviewer files. Beautiful. If you click on overviewer.exe, it's going to tell you that this is a command window. So what that means is we have to run Overviewer as a terminal. So I have Windows 8, I'm going to right click, I'm going to go to run, and I'm going to type in CMD. And that's going to open this old school DOS terminal window. I'm going to change directories to get into my Overviewer folder right here. So the way we do that is we do CD, which stands for change directory. We're going to go to desktop, and then we're going to go to Overviewer. And now I am in this file. So using this DOS window, I am in this folder. I'm going to run overviewer.exe, and I'm going to tell it to take the world that I had from my Minecraft saves, so quotation mark, copy that file path, and now I have to tell it where I want to output that file. So I'm going to go C drive, I'm going to go to users, Chris, desktop, and then I'm going to put that file name right here, mcmap. mcmap. I'm going to hit enter, and you will see that it is generating the textures for me. It is now converting the Minecraft map into a Google map. So this can take anywhere from a minute to 15, 20 minutes, depending on how big your file is. So you can see I have 0% complete. We'll wait for a second just so you can get an idea of what it looks like. So it's going to take about 24 minutes, 14 minutes, 11 minutes. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to come back afterwards and I will show you that you have converted a Minecraft map into a Google map. And then I'll show you how to add the points of interest using Python code. So we'll be back in 4 minutes and 19 seconds. So our render of our Minecraft map has finished and it is now a Google map. And because we said mcmap is the output directory, it is now in here. So if I click on index, you will see that the world that you have chosen is now in Google Map. And so you can see I added some gears via Tinkercad and SketchUp Pro. I'll probably make a video about that one day. But you can zoom all the way in and you have yourself a Minecraft map as a Google map. Pretty cool. But we can even take this one step further. Let's add points of interest like a real map. So let's close this out. And we're going to use Python code to make this happen. And I've given you the code, and I'll show you what to do with it. I'm going to go to Overviewer, and I'm going to go to New by right-clicking, and I'm going to pick New Text Document, and I'm going to name this POIS. Well, one exists because I was practicing, so let's get rid of the old one. Let's make a new one. So I'm going to go to New, and I'm going to go to Text Document, and I'm going to type in POIS.txt because this is a text file. So now I have in the Overviewer file, I've named a POIS, points of interest. You can name this anything you want, but the important thing is that's going to be our configuration file. That is going to tell Overviewer where to get our map posts, our points of interest from. So right now you'll see that this is blank. Oh, my dog said hello, and this notepad can act as a kind of text editor coder. So I'm going to paste in the code that I have been using, and I'll share this with you again on the website. So the big thing to realize that you have to do first is you're going to have to change the name of this to your world. I said that we're using EDMap, so I changed it to EDMap. Remember, this is going to be where the map exists on your computer. So again, if I go into my Windows Explorer, right, and if I look in my computer, you can see Chris Avila's app data roaming, Minecraft saves, EDMap, and this is the saved world. This is the save file for that Minecraft map. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to copy and paste, or you're going to copy and paste whatever it says for your saved world right into here. Where it says world, you're going to type in the world name again, so EDMap is what I'm using. You can name yours whatever you want, title EDMap, change yours to whatever you want. And the big other thing you have to change is down here, it's asking you for the output directory. Where does it spit this Minecraft map with the map posts when it's done? And so I'm telling it on my desktop there is a map called MC map, which is right there. Put all of that into that folder for me, please. So again, you're going to have to change this part, 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 and you're going to have to change this part. And that's really it. The rest of this stuff I'll show you in a second how to change that if you want to. So we're going to go to File, we're going to save it. It's called POIS, and since it's a text file, it is .txt. Remember that because we're going to need that right now. I'm going to open up my command window again. So I go to Start Menu, Run, CMD. We'll open up the command window. I have to go into the Overviewer file, which is here on my desktop. So that means I have to change directory, CD, desktop. I have to change directory and go into the Overviewer folder. And in the Overviewer folder, I am going to run Overviewer .exe -- config equals, and what do we say? POIS.txt. So we're basically saying our configuration file is called POIS.txt. That's where you're going to find the code which tells you where to put your signposts. I'm going to run that, and it's going to generate the text for me. And it is going to take a similar amount of time as it took before. So I'll let you guys see what that looks like for a second. So it's going to take approximately 24 minutes, 14 minutes, just like last time, 11 minutes, 10 minutes. So what I'll do is I'm going to pause while this finishes, and then we'll get back into it. So you will see that we have finished doing the render with the config file, right? So dash dash config equals pois.txt. It rendered, and now we have to do one more time. So we're going to go to overviewer.exe. We're going to do dash dash. Now we're going to do GENPOI, which stands for generate points of interest. And we have to tell it where to find those points of interest. So it's going to be, again, dash dash config equals pois.txt. We're going to hit enter, and you're going to see that it is running buckets. I have no idea what buckets are. I am still learning how to code and do all this good stuff. So I'm not exactly sure what this stuff is yet, but it is finished that quickly. When I go back into my overviewer folder, and when I go back into my MC map folder, and I click on index, you will see now in this corner it says ED map, which is the name of the map, and it says markers. I'm going to click on markers. I have called mine quests because I love gamification. And when I click on this, you would hope to see points of interest. But the problem was that I have not given you, or I should say, you can see that these, well, let's do it this way. Here are your points of interest. If I click on this, you'll see that I have quest number 2, which is oiled pig. I have a picture, which is like kind of a badge, and I have some directions on how to do a quest. Same thing if I click on this one, I have it so it's set up to a link, and it takes it to the overviewer site. My idea is, as a teacher, I have a curriculum map, all these things I'm supposed to hit and when. Well, wouldn't it be fun if I turned my curriculum map into an actual map and students can pick and choose which quests they do when? This is kind of the idea behind what I'm doing. But you'll notice in the code that I gave you, so if we go back to Overviewer and we open up points of interest, here it tells you the coordinates where to place a post. So we need to fix our coordinates. So if I scroll to the map, and look down here in this left-hand corner, it gives me the X and Z axis. So let's put a map post right here. So you can see it's X minus 19, Z 195. So I go back into my points of interest. I'm going to change this to X 19, Z positive 195. And let's put our other post, let's put it close to this little house, means that's where the spawn is in the game. You can turn it off, but I kind of like it. So let's put a map post kind of right here on this little island. And you can see in the left-hand corner, it's going to be X228, Z130. So we're going to go to X228, Z130. Now what about the Y? If you go into Minecraft and it's either F3 or F5, it'll show you your coordinates, and that's how you can get the Y. But the big thing to know about Y is 64 is sea level. So if you set your Y to 64 or above, so one is 64, the other one is 85 because it's on that little hill, I should be in good shape. Also, while I'm here, let's add another point of interest. So I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to paste this new point of interest. So now I have 3. I like to move my brackets over so it looks nice. And so you'll notice it ends with a bracket, closed bracket, and a comma. Starts with an open bracket, ends with a closed bracket and a comma. Starts with an open bracket, ends with a closed bracket, another closed bracket, and a comma. When you make points of interest, if you want to add, it's always easiest to add from the middle. So again, let's add a 4th one. I'm going to copy and paste this middle point of interest. I'm going to hit enter, and I'm going to paste in the new point of interest. And so let's change some of the names. So the name of the quest is going to be here. So let's call this one, we have quest 2 down here, so let's call this quest 3. And I can get rid of this part. Let's call this one quest 4. what you see for this one is some HTML code for a hyperlink. So what it's saying is we're going to make a hyperlink to overviewer.org. This target equals blank means it's going to open in a new window. I made it open a new window because it was frustrating to leave the map and go to wherever I wanted to go. And then this tells me what text is going to be the hyperlink. So for this one, let's go to techupteacher.com. We're going to leave it as blank, and let's make the hyperlink text techupteacher. And for this quest number, let's see, we did this one. Let's go over to this one. If you look down here, you'll see that I have quest 2. I called it oil pig. And then I have an image inserted. This can be like from your Google Drive, kind of like that share link. And it's saying align it middle, which means centered, so you can align something to the left, to the middle, to the right. I can change the height and the width of the picture. Right now it's 100 by 100. And then I can add instructions. So my idea behind this, what I'm working on, is kids are going to click on the signpost. There's going to be a link to a Google document, and then it's going to tell you what quest it is. And so kids will click on the link. It'll take them to a Google Doc, which is extra cool because, you know, Google Docs update in live time. So if I change a Google Doc, I don't have to change the map. So let's pull, well, we'll just leave this for now, but know that this is the first part of text that you can edit. This tells you if you want to add an image, where the image file is. Again, this might be a Google, this might be a picture that you have in Google Drive. Oh, this alt text, if a kid mouses over, it tells you what it will say. So it kind of just says smiley face if a kid mouses over the picture. Align equals middle. That could be left, middle, or right. Height is 100 by 100, which I found to be a good fit for the window, but you can make that bigger, 150, 150, or smaller, just 50, 50. And there's the extra text. So we have quest 3, we have quest 4. One's going to techupteacher. We've got to, you know, go into overviewer. So if this works like it should, I should have 4 points of interest generated at these XYZ coordinates. Let's double check, because I think we have to do this one here. So where are we going to put quest 3? Let's put quest 3 next to this lake. So it's X231, Z62. So I'm going to go to X231, Z62. I'll leave Y as 64 because that again is sea level. So 64 and above will make sure that your signpost is visible. Let's go to quest 4 and let's put it over here, which is 356 for X and Z is 6. So let's go X 356 and Z is just 6. And so now I have 1 point of interest. I have 2 points of interest, 3 points of interest, and this last one is 4 points of interest. So I should have 4 separate links, or excuse me, 4 separate signposts at 4 different locations. And again, I would modify the links using this HTML code. And again, you can combine this. So if I were to take, you know, if I were copy and paste all of this right next to this, it'll all work out. So that's just basic HTML. Let me see, do I have everything? Yes, I think we're in good shape. So let's go to File, Save. Now to update, I'm going to go back into the command window, and I'm going to run the same thing, Overviewer, and let's close this out. Let's close the window so we get a fresh window. I'm going to go to overviewer.exe --genpoi, generate points of interest. Where are we going to generate that from? -- our config file, which equals pois.txt. And now it's going to run. We'll hang out for a minute. And we're done. So I'm going to go back into the MC map folder. I'm going to click on my index again, and hopefully, if I didn't screw this up, I go to markers, quests, and there we go. Our 4 map posts are where we wanted them to be. If kids zoom way out, they can still see the map posts. They zoom in, and kids can pick quests. And again, this might be a Google document. They click on it, and there's their quest. And the reason why I wanted to do something like this is I believe in student-centered, self-directed, self-paced mastery learning. And so I was running into the problem where I would give kids, all of their quests for a level, which is what I called a unit. And my kids would assume whatever order that I put the quests in were the order that they had to do them. And they also thought, for whatever reason, that the first one was the easiest and the last one was the hardest. By putting quests, right, by turning my curriculum map into an actual map, kids will kind of explore a little bit and click on signposts, and they'll read, what the quest has to say. And if they want to do that quest, they click on it, and there's the Google Doc. That is their work. So I'm actually turning their work into a map. And so, I mean, there's other ways that you can use this too. This can be, I think what I might do at my class is we might build our town, or we might build our school, and we'll turn it into a Google map, and then we'll generate points of interest on the map. We'll talk about, the Navesink River in Red Bank, New Jersey, which is famous. We'll put a little signpost, and somebody can click on it, and there's some information about the river, or they can click on it and go to a link or a video that a kid made or something like that. So, I mean, there's a lot of really cool ways to use this. Whatever your map looks like in Minecraft is what it's going to look like on this map. So you might use Tinkercad or SketchUp Pro to import, something cool like, I have gears, but imagine if you imported a giant heart and you zoomed in on the heart and you put little points of interest on, the different parts of a heart. So, I mean, really, this is, only limited by your creativity. I'm really excited about it just because it just adds to my gamified classroom. It gives students more voice and choice in what they do. And to me, that's always really important. So I'm excited for you guys to check this out and maybe find cool ways to use it. On the Tech Up Teacher site, along with this blog and this video, I will include the code for you. And again, going back to the code, which hangs out in our Overviewer folder. So again, if I get rid of the command window, right in our Overviewer folder, it's just going to be right in here, and this is our code. And so eventually, adding more points of interest from the middle is your best bet. When this goes live in September in my innovation lab, there's going to be 40 or 50 quests on a map for kids to do. And so I'm really excited. I think it's really neat, and I wanted to share this with you so you guys could do something similar too. Let's talk about how we get this to the kids. So we can do this a couple different ways. You can see if I go to techupteacher.com and I go to /Minecraft map, you will see an earlier map I was playing with. Now there's one thing to be aware of. You notice the map I just made before was a nice square. It's a nice square because I have not explored anything in the map. You'll notice all of this extra stuff on this map because I decided to go exploring, and as you explore, once you update the map, it won't update live, but if you run, that generate points of interest in that config file, if you rerun and re-render this map, anywhere where kids have explored will show up, and so you can see I went exploring in this direction in Minecraft. And I can turn on markers over here, turn on my quests. There's your quest right there. So there's a couple ways to kick this out to kids. If you have server space like I do, Tech Up Teacher is a hosted domain on Bluehost, and it's, I have server space. So what I did was I uploaded this entire folder to my server, MCMap. In that case, it was called Minecraft Map. If a student would go then to, in my instance, techupteacher/mcmap, they will get taken to, by default, this index.html file. And when they go to techupteacher.com /mcmap, they will have this map, right there in front of them. I believe that you can take this folder, you can upload the whole thing into Google Drive, or you could put the whole thing into Dropbox and share the link to the kids for the index file. And in theory, that should work as well. So if you do not have a hosted, if you do not have any web space or a server space or anything like that, if you share the index.html file, right, which is right here, if you share this file and have the whole folder on Drive or in Dropbox, in theory, it should work. But I like to upload the maps onto my server space, and I'll either upload the map, the whole folder manually, or maybe one day I'll make a video for you and show you how to use an FTP program, which is basically a way of syncing a folder on your server with a folder on your desktop. So what I would basically do with my FTP is say, oh, you know, I added or I redid my MC map folder. Why don't you take the updated files and put them on the server for me? So that's a really fast way. FileZilla, Filzilla, I think, is my favorite FTP FTP client, I guess you would call it. Otherwise, try the Google Drive or the Dropbox method. I'm trying to think what else. I told you guys to change your coordinates if you need to. I showed you how you could change your link or how you could change your quest details and add pictures and stuff like that. I think that covers everything. So I think it's pretty exciting. I would love for you guys to let me know how you're using it. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Check me out at techedupteacher.com or at techedupteacher on Twitter if you have any questions. I'm still new to a lot of this stuff. I'm getting a little bit better each day, so I will do my best to help you. But otherwise, good luck and have fun.